happened?
All right. Hyperinflation. Here we go. It's going to be a big one. This is going to be a big one. Hold on. Before we do this, should we get a glass of wine?
Of course. But quick answer first.
All right.
Yes.
Well, no shit.
And it
always happens.
already has.
Yeah, it's going to happen again and again forever.
Several times.
And TJ Maxx is going to go out of business.
Number one?
No, I guess not. I guess TJ Maxx is going to be okay. But Ross. What about Ross?
Number one. Post. World War
I thought you were going to say Post Malone.
Germany.
Wow.
Leads to
That's not as cool as
World
Post
War
Malone.
II.
It's not at all as cool as
Write it
Post
down.
Malone. Write it down.
Right.
Everyone needs to know this.
Reichsmarks
Post Malone.
go
No, never mind.
from $1 to 1 more euro.
Hey, it's just throwing zeros around.
A piece.
Oh, damn. I wish I had one of them dollars, except it would
Google it.
It would be pro-Germany, like Nazi Germany.
It's not. They did.
So hold up. What you're saying is, what is that?
Reichsmarks.
Marks
Reichsmarks. That
go
was
from $1 to $1 million
a piece. But they equal the same. But
well, if you got a Reichsmark for $1, and you're like, let me get $1 in the Reichsmark. It's kind of like
it's actually backwards. So one day you had a $1 Reichsmark, right?
yeah.
And that's worth $1, right? So say it's like a US dollar. You can go buy a fucking Coke with $1, right?
No, I'm talking more like the digital money or whatever they're called.
No, like let's call it. Let's just do it like we did today.
Like I'm gonna buy $1 in.
No, let's talk about like today. Like you got a $1 bill in America, right?
Yeah.
Like $1 bill in America today, you can buy a Coca-Cola, right, at the vending machine. Okay, so one day, post World War I Germany, you had the.
After they tried to fucking attack the world.
This is actually after they got put under
Franz Ferdinand. I had to listen to that shitty music.
He was Austrian, and that's a different story.
Well, that was the beginning of World War I, right?
It was the beginning of World War I.
Assassination of First of all,
Archduke Franz Ferdinand was the
this
start
isn't
of
how you
World War
spell
I.
Germany. Also, that's Germany, which is Germany spoken.
Whatever. I told you I was going quick because you made me go quick.
Yeah, I know.
No,
You had it
post World War I. That's why it says post. Germany had the Reichstag and the Republic, the Wehrmacht Republic. They were doing a good job for a little bit, but then the Depression hit. But basically, they had their own money. It's called the Reichsmarks.
Yeah.
So basically, back then, like you had $1 in Reichsmarks worth like $1.
Yeah.
Somewhere else, right? You know, you can buy a Coca-Cola with $1. Well, literally in basically 6 months, that $1 bill became a $1 million bill.
Yeah, because they tried to go to war against the world.
No, this is way before World War II.
No, it was World War I, right?
This is all post World War I. This all happened after the war.
Okay, I got
It's in between the wars.
I'm sorry. I'm listening. I'm listening.
The Depression happened. Their government equals idiots.
Because they tried to go to war against the world.
Just like...
They didn't anticipate no one wanted
like
to trade with them after.
They all print money.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying is you try to go to war against the world, and then the world is like, we don't want to trade with you anymore because you try to go to war with us. Fuck you.
They weren't in a war in any of this. All this happened.
They weren't involved with Germany in World War I.
This all happened
That's after. But
after
World War One, the world wasn't like, fuck you. We don't want to go to. We don't want to trade with you.
They weren't. It's not what happened. Do your history.
No, I'm asking you on purpose.
I'm telling you. This is post World War One.
All right. What?
There was no wars going on.
Explain to me why this happened. Because the government was idiots.
They printed money out of control.
Yes.
Because they
like
printed
our government is doing right now.
There you go.
All right.
They printed money like it's out of control, and then their assets couldn't keep up.
Damn it.
So, literally in 6 months, their one Reichsmark became $1 million Reichsmark. And then this $1 million Reichsmark could still buy you Coca-Cola. And that's a little extreme. It's probably like $100,000 Reichsmark.
How many Coca-Colas could it buy me today?
None. It's worthless. It's the paper you print.
If I had a $1 million Nazi bill, it wouldn't buy me a single.
These weren't Nazis. They weren't Nazis then. This is why the Nazis came to power. Because this happened. This all happened in the 20s and the 1920s.
Oh, interesting. Sounds like
1920s, like
sounds something very similar to
early 1930s.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we'll go.
Something very similar to what happened to all the other Nazi countries.
This probably happened between 1929 to we'll say 1932. Oh, somewhere there.
Who cares about those years? We weren't even alive then.
You should, because this is when Hitler was in prison, because he tried to take over. This year he got out 5 years later, and then became Chancellor in 1930.
Yeah. Nobody cares.
Yeah, right around.
So what? Nobody cares. It's just Hitler. Like, who gives a shit?
But yeah, basically, like it's called hyperinflation. Basically, your government prints too much money they can't back up, and your loaf of bread or your Coca-Cola. I can get a loaf of bread too.
Let's throw a loaf of bread in there, just in case.
I mean, that's what happens. Like, it goes from like, oh, you got $1 here, like literally.
Do you want bread?
There's stories. there are stories in Germany of the banks, right?
Yeah.
You'd go in the morning and deposit your money. Like, say you deposit, we'll go lower. Like, say you deposit $100 in the morning at the bank. By the end of the day, that $100 was worth $1 because hyperinflation,
like we talked about.
So you were better off, basically.
Basically,
when this was happening, you're better off just spending it as soon as you can.
If you put in $1 and then you get $1 million.
That's not.
How could you put in $100 and then get home with $1?
Because basically your $100 was only worth $1 back. Like, yeah, you'd have $100 in the morning, right? You'd have this $100. You'd have that in the morning. Like, I took a $100 bill home.
I'm just giving you shit.
Literally, by the time you didn't take my word for it. Go Google it. It happened. Yeah. Like you would put $100 in. Like I put a $100 bill in the morning, right? In the morning, I put a $100 bill in the bank. By the end of the afternoon, what I could buy for that $100 bill would be the same thing I could have bought for $1 in the morning. Yeah. It 100% happened.
Like you could get like 1/100th of a hooker.
If that's what you want to call it, I mean.
Well, that's what I would have bought.
What's that? She said hi to you? I don't know.
Hot damn. Like a wave?
Maybe, if you're lucky.
Like, my grandma gave me all this money to go get a hooker, and all I got was a wave.
If your grandma gave you that money, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, she don't know what to tell me either because she died in 1932.
Well, she missed World War II. Good for her.
Well, so did my granddad.